Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Tuesday, March 1st, 2011. Well, folks, the markets initially gapped up, maybe a little bit of new money flowing into the markets, but that was quickly overpowered by a fall across the board. As you can see, the markets gapped up, and then again, a steep fall came in. Each candle for the first hour, these are each 10-minute candles on the SPY, which mirrors the S&P 500. Each one was red until number 7 when we had a little bit of a reversal right here and then a move higher. The move higher took us into the key resistance. I called that perfectly in the intraday stock chat for a nice move up. We talked about taking all the money off the table right here at the 50 and 20 moving averages on the intraday chart. And then again, sure enough, the market perfectly played that, and to the downside we went. So markets again sold for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. Another bounce came in. And again, then you've just been hovering around the 200 moving average. Major pivot down here, as again, we can see the market holding steady here at the lows of the day. Now, what's driving this? Well, partially it's oil prices, folks, no doubt about it. But if you remember what I talked about in yesterday's video, that was everything you needed to know. We nailed it in yesterday's free video. And again, this is the free video I'm talking about. We even nailed even more in the nightly video. But bottom line, the free video yesterday, we talked about a retrace. What's a retrace? A retrace is after you make a 52-week high or a pivot high in the markets and you have 2 consecutive sell days. Let's go to the 60-minute chart. Here's sell day 1. Here's sell day 2. That, again, is a multiple sell day scenario that confirms a change in direction. Then what you say, and I told this to the members of the Research Center in depth, I said, listen, it doesn't mean just because you confirm to the downside that you're going to continue to fall. What you look for is the bear flag to form. The bear flag is a retrace, which happens inside of the initial move down. The 2 days down with a lower close on the second day than the low of the first day, that signals a change in direction. Then you look for the bear flag. That's exactly what we got right here, which tells you, as long as it does not take out the pivot high from the 18th, that we're going to have another flush to the downside. Sure enough, look at the flush that's come in today from a little bit of a gap up. Look at the bear flag. Perfect bear flag. For those of you that can't see this or don't understand, a bear flag is a generally sharp move lower with a sideways to up move following it, and then usually it yields for more selling. And again, right there, folks, down, bear flag, more selling coming in. Understand these patterns. Make money. That's what we're here for, folks, to help you make money. And again, that's what we're doing day in, day out. This morning was a fantastic trading day in the intraday stock chat. Can't get over that. People in the chat are just grasping the methodology in such a way. Makes me proud. And again, as a teacher, that's what I pride myself on here. That's what we do. It makes me very, very proud to see. All right. Now, again, as the bear flag, again, has played out, we've come down to this trend line on the 60-minute chart. On the 10-minute chart, you can see to the 200 moving average and a major pivot down here. Right now, this is massive support. If we break this, where are you going to go? Let's take a look. If you break this low, there's a little bit more support. That's a minor level right in here. This would be your next stop at approximately 131.40 to 45. And then ultimately, this pivot high right here would be your next major level at 131.15 to 20. So some big supports coming if we break this level. But right now, please note how big this level is right here. And if you zoom out even more, this lower level comes in with a pivot there, pivot high here, and you can again go back and find these levels, how important they are. Right now, it looks like the market is breaking down as we speak. I love the action and volatility. Again, next what we're going to look for is a little scalp off these next couple levels to the downside, and ultimately look for a move down to gap fill at 131. But again, nice flush coming in here. Love to see it. We are seeing gold and silver trading up a little bit today on fear. Bernanke's testifying on Capitol Hill today. He's basically denying anything that's bad about inflation, saying, oh, there's no inflation whatsoever. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to see great growth. There's going to be no inflation for the next few years, 1 to 2% really, he's saying. And again, he's just deny. Sounds very familiar from a politician, to be honest, even though he's not technically supposed to be a politician. Again, his thesis was make people believe there's a recovery, and there will be a recovery. Well, maybe that's working right now, but what happens when there's massive inflation in 5 years or so? Spiders flushing beautifully, guys. Beautifully. Look for this little bit of a level right down here. Again, notice pivot top to pivot low right here. I would say, again, that 131.45 area is going to be a nice little level to look for a possible bounce if we can get there. And again, a beautiful intraday scalp for that. All right, but again, the bear flag, understand the retrace. That's what I went over in the free video. Watch the free video from yesterday if you didn't grasp that methodology, because that's exactly why you're selling off today. I wrote even articles about it yesterday, hammered it through and through. All right, now let's take a look at a couple other things as this market seems to be getting a tiny, tiny little bounce here. We are seeing some good selling across the board, especially in tech. NASDAQ's down 36 points. Google, take a look at Google today, folks. Google getting hammered to the downside, down almost $10, making new lows of the day. Apple was positive early, and then again reversed, went negative. Just like the markets again, we started higher and went quickly negative as well. Other stocks that have reversed today, Chevron. Now, Chevron's not down much, but this stock was up about $1 and change here this morning, and then has had a big reversal since then. A little bit of a bear flag starting to play out, but you do have the 50 moving average working in that direction. Now, what else are we looking to do here? Well, obviously, I added a couple stocks to the bearish Pro Trader watch list over the last couple days. One stock that I added yesterday was SPG, and if you're a Research Center member or if you have a free trial to the Research Center, you're getting this information via text message, email when I add this kind of stuff. Yesterday, I posted this at 110 even number. Why? Because it was a major pivot level. Since that post yesterday, the stock has gone from 110, which it was there this morning, all the way down to 107.50. $2.50 winner right there off that post, all right? And again, just be watching this stuff. It is unbelievably key. Couple other stocks in motion here, folks. I love this stuff. All right, take a look at the FSLR, First Solar. Yesterday, I added this on a pierce of the 50 moving average to the bullish Pro Trader watch list. Why? Why, when the market's getting crushed today, would I be thinking that this might get a bounce? Well, because it's the 50 moving average and major pivot low right here. Sure enough, look at the stock today, folks. It goes down a little bit intraday and then reverses and is now positive while the market is getting crushed. The levels work regardless of the direction of the market. The only difference is when the market's down, a stock may not get as big a bounce. Even if it will get a bounce, it just won't get as big a bounce. Just like if the market's dropping sharply, the same thing applies. I mean, it's just all about the direction of the market takes a little steam out of the sails, but it will still work out beautifully. All right, and again, beautiful one right there as well. So continuing to knock it out of the park there. JP Morgan. Take a look there, folks. JP Morgan down 85 cents. And again, nice fall on JPM. There was talk yesterday, a little news out of JP Morgan, that they're going to have to pay a little bit more in legal fees and so forth for a lot of the mess that they created over the last 3 years or so in the mortgage industry and the lending industry and so forth. All right. All right, what else do we have going on here? The dollar. Let's take a quick look at the dollar. And again, the dollar is flat on the day. Note how the dollar's just going sideways. Dipped a little bit early. That's when the markets were actually up. And then as soon as the dollar got a bid, markets really went to the downside. Some key moves here. Obviously, we need to talk about oil. Oil getting a nice little pop here. Notice how the pop on oil is pushing the market to the new lows that we just saw when I was on the Spiders chart. Markets are going inverse to oil right now. Oil is a big deal. We all know it's a big deal. We're worried about Saudi Arabia still. That's something that popped up. The Saudi Arabia stock market dropped, I believe, 6.5% last night. It's dropped 3 straight days pretty massively. And again, there's fear that there's going to be unrest there. And then that would really cause oil prices to spike in a major, major way. All right, so again, we'll watch and see how that plays out. But oil right now, nice little move to the upside. GLD is having a big day, up $1.81. GLD is now at a double top here. There is resistance here. I am not going to look to short this GLD yet, though. There will be a point where I will look for it, and I will keep you guys posted. We are seeing SLV higher as well today, up again. Look at that extension move. Isn't that a beautiful move? It had a big collapse, negated that with a close above 33 yesterday, and has continued higher. I'm keeping an eye on this very closely via the Research Center for those of you that are in that. All right, now again, remember, folks, you can take a free trial of the Research Center. You can take a free trial of the Intraday Stock Chat. I strongly encourage you to get involved. This is where the money's made. This is when the billionaires are made. Are you on your way? You should be if you're a member of InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, in any case, folks, let me just take a look if there's anything else I want to touch on here. But for the most part, it seems like the way of the markets right now is to the downside, path of least resistance. The retrace that we talked about yesterday is truly playing out. That was a great call from yesterday, as well as a couple other good ones along the way. Join the Research Center, join the chat. Talk to you soon.